Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chili Games, and I am so excited to be bringing you guys a video on the Prinz Eugen. If you don't know, we had a stream about a week. It's been a week, wow. It's been about a week, and through a couple donations and the community just being amazing, we were able to get the Prinz Eugen pretty quickly. So the Prinz Eugen has been a ship that I have had my eyes on for a while, but just trying to compete with content and get certain ship lines or whatever, I haven't been able to save up. So we finally have it now, and a huge thank you for everyone who was there for that stream. That was epic. So before we start here, obviously crash zone, I hate this spawn. But I'm also not going to go all the way over towards the sea cap there, because then I'm just kind of wasting my time. So I feel like the best option for any cruiser on this side, maybe be playing these islands here, but also you run the risk of the enemy spawn across from you running, because that's a very, you see a lot of teams doing that as well. So if you come all the way out here and no one's here, it's like, oh, I just wasted like 3 minutes. Nice. We do have an enemy hipper. And also, before I get too carried away with this game here, I am running the main battery reload booster, and my reasoning is if I wanted to use sonar, then I wouldn't have grinded for the Prinz Eugen. I would have just used the hipper. Obviously, I think sonar is the more consistent choice in terms of winning games and winning engagements. However, as you're going to see here with the hipper, the reload booster catches so many people off guard, and it is literally dude, it is so much fun. It is literally, this ship is pound for pound probably my favorite ship in the game, and I've already racked up over 100,000 elite XP on it. We almost kill him there, and I'm going to mention that would almost be kill number 1 right there, because as you'll see as this game goes on, we get quite a few more kills. So, in terms of commander build, for the stream, I was running Legends, and I gotta say, I liked the benefits that Legends gave, especially with turret traverse and whatnot, but I have switched back over to Mueller, and the biggest reason was, I'm not sure why, I just feel like I get more consistent hits with the AP, and they hurt more, they pin more, and in my opinion, the fixated perk at the bottom with the increased dispersion, I put Mueller back on, and I was like, wow, this just feels so much better. So obviously in super close quarters combat, Legends is going to be the better choice for sure, but overall I like how I really like how I keep getting the commanders mixed up here. Mueller just gives me this incredible punching power. Almost kill the Cleveland there with that shot. That was very unfortunate. I was expecting him to die. Again, he's still alive, and all this damage that we're taking, which isn't much, still is damage that we could have avoided if we maybe have had a better placed shot. This game I feel like just exemplifies just what you can do in the right circumstances with the Prinz Eugen, and hipper to an extent as well. So yeah, I run all the same mods as well. The dispersion mod and the mod slot one. I always forget the name of that. Get the kill on the kid there as well. We just ran through this spawn here. We could have 3 kills like easily. I mean, this was just, as soon as I did this, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna push. The biggest thing that I have to worry about is the Synop over there, because he could definitely overmatch my bow. So what I want to try and do here is angle my way towards that island where the Synop is going to be there, and kind of hope that this New Orleans doesn't know how to spam HE, because he's at a certain angle right now to where I can't really do much to him if I shoot AP. But yeah, going to the mods on the ship, obviously I'll be running the first mod for dispersion, propulsion mod in mod 2, and I've flipped between steering mods in mod 3 and also concealment. Steering mod is really good, I think, for this ship. The only problem is, for me, the concealment mod with the minus 10% concealment and also the minus 5% incoming dispersion, it's just such a strong perk. Like it is such a strong. It's so hard to not choose it. I guess that's the biggest thing I want to say. And right here, you're going to be seeing a big difference. So the big difference between Prinz Eugen and the Hipper is 2 kilometers worth of range on the Prinz Eugen. Eugen will have 8-kilometer torpedoes. You have 4 times 3, and that is a lot of power. You have 12 torpedoes in combination with these really hard-hitting 203s. Man, this ship is just absolutely insane at close quarters. Again, the send-off is pushing up a little bit. I didn't want to wash my torps too much because I figured he would turn in a little bit now, where he doesn't have much speed and he's kind of in a weird spot. I'm going to try and get around him here and eventually nose in towards him to get a little cleaner broadside. But yeah, and then also for the 4th mod slot, before I forget what I was saying, I am also running the reload mod as well. So you can get these shells down to, I think, right about 11.4 is the reload that I'm working with, which is pretty good. Especially when you have 2 reload boosters in your back pocket that, people just don't expect. That was the kind of play I was hoping for. You pretty much put people in a T-bone position. If I would have gone straight broadside to him, obviously he could overmatch me anyways. But putting people in a T-pose position like that gives your guns the best chance of scoring citadels, and obviously you're angled as well, so it's going to minimize the damage you take. For instance, if that was somebody that I could have battle tanked right there, then he would have been absolutely in the worst spot possible. So I always try to angle away and then get the angle and try to T-pose into people and then drive by off with my 3rd turret, kind of like that. But we kill him on the 1st salvo. Bismarck here is broadside. I realize the New Orleans is to my left, but my guns are turned and it would probably take me about 25 seconds to get him around. So while I have the broadsiding target that has a lot of HP and that could give me troubles, I'm going to pop this reload booster again so we can start working on this Bismarck. We're actually not getting the best salvos here. I think you can average easily around 5k a salvo on broadsiding battleships like this, if not more. We finally get a little bit better shot there. My problem there is I was aiming waterline against the Bismarck. I should have been aiming a little bit upper belt, kind of like I'm doing right there. And again, you just see fixated working right there with the dispersion is just so good. The biggest thing here, I was like, oh man, we're just tearing through these guys. Like, this is nice. And then I realized, like, oh, they have 2 destroyers, and I've been out in the front lines for the last, like, minute. I have to assume that I'm about to get bombarded with something here, so... Angling to get my guns. I'm not trying to turn my guns because that would take longer. I'm going to angle to where my guns are already facing this way. New Orleans is going to give us a nice broadside there. 2 citadels, and he really wants to get around this corner here. Unfortunately for him, my guns are going to be reloading. He gets a nice smack on us there. We are going to get the citadel kill on the New Orleans for the Kraken Unleashed. I realize there is also a destroyer there, so I turn in because I assume that both of them had to have launched torps within this last minute. Like, I mean, they had to have. Actually in a pretty bad spot right now because Z-23 guns are not something to mess around with for sure. Luckily go unspotted so that we know that the other enemy destroyer, and right there I was checking to see like what destroyer is this, which one is left, which one am I going for. So we're unspotted now, so I know that the enemy destroyer is somewhere, and there he is. He gets plane spotted. Obviously, this moment coming up is going to be a big downfall with not having sonar. And it's definitely happened a couple times where I'm like, oh, I need sonar right here. This sucks. So, that's just, that's something you're going to have to deal with. But in my opinion, for overall fun factor, Prinz Eugen is so much fun with my battery reload booster. It might not be the smartest choice always, but oh man, it just the plays you can pull off with this ship are just insane, and I have no idea what this dude's doing. Get the cleanup shot for the 6th kill. If you are looking into a global XP ship, and I guess this is where I should interject my overall opinion, I love the Prinz Eugen. Atago, let's put it this way. Let's say Atago and the Prinz Eugen are basic copies of Hipper and Mogami. For me, Atago was not good enough for me to warrant a buy in that regard. I honestly think Mogami is better. just from the range on the guns, and the reload's a little bit faster as well. So I honestly do prefer the Mogami. However, I think I think the Prinz Eugen compared to Hipper has some very noticeable differences that I love. And when I play the Hipper, it's always just like it's such a good ship in the right situations, but it just needs just a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more. And Prinz Eugen definitely delivers on that aspect. You know, you have the extra, you know, not to say that you will always need 8 kilometers worth of torpedoes, but trust me, they do come in handy for sure. And just, you know, I'd rather have them and not, or I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them, I guess is the way to put it there. And then the reload booster, obviously, like I've talked enough. I tried to wait a little bit so I could get the back turrets on there, but we missed the 7th kill. And if you realize the Hipper that we almost killed, if we would have killed that Z-23 and the Hipper at the beginning, that could have been an 8 kill game. We were literally hundreds of HP points away from 8 kills. 3,800 base XP, guys. I love the Prinz Eugen. I thank you all for helping me out to get it. Definitely would approve. Gets the chili sign. Okay. That's basically it. Yeah. For sure, if you are looking for a global XP cruiser, I would highly suggest the Prinz Eugen. Anyways, guys, y'all take it easy. I hope y'all enjoyed, and y'all have a good one. Peace.